Hey everyone, and welcome to my January 2020 plan with me. And our theme for this month is going to be feathers. I'm starting off with decorating the theme of 2020 page here, and I didn't record me decorating my 2020 beginning page because I feel like it would be a little bit redundant. So I just went ahead and did this one page, and when the book is done, when I do my flip through, then it will you'll see all the different months artwork on that main 2020 page. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go check out my last video, my 2020 bullet journal setup, and it explains exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I used the colors purple, blue, and kind of like a teal a little bit in there for this, and then green, obviously, for the leaves, just to add a little for something different in there. And yeah, I got the inspiration from Google. I think I looked up just bullet journal themes because I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was like, well, I haven't done feathers before. So I picked that one, and the colors really went so well together, and I decided to try out watercoloring with my Tombow dual brush pens. And instead of using my palette, I took my pens and I kind of just drew into the little tiny baby palette right I had there, and then I just used some water. And yeah, this is the first time I've done watercoloring in this specific book, and it's really good. I love it, and it really holds up to its name with the Archer and Olive, being known for the great paperwork. And so I used the colors, and I just started. I didn't know exactly how I wanted to do it, so I just went in, and it turned out really good. I was really happy with it. I actually have this print up on my website for sale. It's a similar print because this one I actually did in my book, and I decided to do one on a mixed media paper and scan it into my computer. And yeah, that way if you want something customized with it, like the month on there, or if you just want the print just plain as is so that you can write on it, you can do that. And yeah, so that turned out really, really good. And for the days where I was gonna have the little mini month calendar on here, I decided to do the little V and do the watercolors, just a wash of color. I was gonna do more feathers, but I decided against it, so I just did the wash of colors up it from the blue green to the purple, and then I put the month right underneath it. And then I highlighted the days of the week with my midliner with my midliner in this blue that kind of reminds me of the teal, and that's the color that I'll have for each weekly section. Moving on to the monthly calendar. In this, I kind of just stuck to what I was normally used to doing in my previous bullet journal, and just doing the little squares on there, and just coloring it in with a border around it. And instead of using black, I used different colors that I used in this theme. I put some feathers on here, and I also put some more plants on here as well. And I as you saw, I skipped through doing the boxes. It's really tedious. So I just really wanted to focus on showing the art section. I didn't want this video to be too long at all. So about 13 minutes, maybe 13:30, something like that. So it's not that long. I wanted to keep them short because longer videos there's just too much. It's just kind of tedious to watching. And as you'll see when I get to my brain dump page, I'll actually skip doing the artwork on there because it takes me a while to do it. but you'll see the end work on there. And I just used the small brush to do these little plants on here. And on the next page over, I did a big feather right here in purple, and then I'll add a little wash of blue into it. And I'll add the year. I think I add the year over here. And then on the other side, I add the date. And another thing I really love about doing the Tombow dual brush pens as my watercolors, I'm not using very much water, but it dries extremely fast. So once I've pretty much finished with all my little doodles on the page, everything's dry, so I can go ahead and start writing. I really like that. And then I started to fill in this side over here with just plants, and then I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and do the squares and do another big feather at the bottom, and then I'll do a, what is it? A notes page, a notes section, as I've done in before previous months. I do a little note section in the beginning if there's anything I need to jot down before the, weeks are done, the weeks are completed. I can have it there. So I did that. And then I decided to use my Tombow Fudenosuke pen and just write January and then 2020 in the feather. And then I wrote the days of the week across the top. I was kind of like, I was a little bit tired doing by this point, so it didn't turn out as neat as I wanted it to be, but that's okay. I just add the days of the month in here, and that's pretty much it for my calendar. Next, we're going to move on to our weekly daily schedule. And this one is just kind of a overview of how I want my weeks and days to, things that I want to get accomplished on those specific days. So for my weekly one, normally I do boxes. This time I decided to do feathers. So I did feathers, 7 feathers on here, each one for a day of the week. And I kind of fast forwarded through that because it was kind of tedious. You've seen me draw a lot of these feathers already. And then for the monthly, I started with this this teal color, and I started doing leaves on it, and I was like, this doesn't look good. So I just did a wash of green over it, and because I was going to write the times of the day on each line, and I just wanted to have just a wash of green on there to do it. It looks really weird right now, but I promise you it looks good in the end. It does look weird. It's, art, it has its ugly phase, and that was definitely the ugly phase in that piece. I like the way it looks anyways. So I went, and by the time I was done with that section, this page had dried, so I went ahead and wrote the days of the week, and then I wrote weekly and daily. I didn't like the way I wrote it, but I was too lazy to change it, and so I was just like, we're just gonna keep going. So the bottom, the green wasn't dry yet, so I decided to fill out the things that I wanted to get done, and that's kind of just like the things that I want to focus on for each day of the week. It's not a guideline. It's just a guideline, really. It's not a strict list of like on Monday I have to do my bathroom or bedroom, whichever's on there. Kitchen. It's always the kitchen on Monday. But it's just, so that I know what's coming up. I know what I have to get done. And then the daily schedule is just this, I wrote the hours from 4 to 8 and things that I want to get done in that time period. It's a loose schedule, very loose schedule. But, days that I know what I need to get done, and times that I want to get stuff done. So my days are a little bit more structured instead of, just a little willy-nilly. So this is going to be the brain dump. As I said, I'll start drawing it and then I'll skip to the end. There's a lot of greenery on this one. I love it. It looks beautiful. That feathers at the top and the bottom on the left-hand side, and then just the greenery around it. Looks good, and it does leave me enough room to write my brain dump, this is going to be a more loose representation of things that I think about that I want to write down. Um, that's different. Like it can even be my YouTube and business stuff that's different from my ideas that I have in the beginning of the book. So I obviously start drawing all of these and the greenery just so you can kind of get an idea of how I went through it, and this is the finished product of it. I love it, it's pretty, and then I write brain dump at the top, and that is, pretty much it. I think I draw another feather, yeah, because I was like, nah, this side is kind of empty, so let me do another feather. It kind of ends up being a little too dark, but oh well, I should have left it at that. So, too much blue in there, but it dried okay. Then moving on to my business calendar, and this business calendar is pretty simple. It's very small. It's just kind of like bullet, just an overview of things that I need to do or deadlines I might have, so that I can see that, and it doesn't clutter up with my personal calendar as well. I do just a big feather at the top, and I wrote business at the top of it, and then I do a really big note section that if I need to elaborate on anything, I definitely have room to do that, or I can write notes about certain specific areas that I need to refer to in that month. So that's a really good use for my calendar. And the last bit is just a flip through that we're about to go through after I finish this business calendar. And I like over the days of the week how I put the wash of blue on each day of the week. I end up doing that to my monthly calendar as well. And you'll see that through my flip through. So just using a white gel pen to kind of make the feathers a little bit more realistic with the breaks in them. And that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and jump into the flip through. And this is the outside of my Archer and Olive book. I had the Slither book. My theme of 2020 page right here. So January is done. It looks so alone. Then we have our header for the month, January, and this is our monthly calendar, and I already had some stuff written in there, so I had to blur it out. This is my weekly and daily schedule here, and then we have our brain dump business calendar, and that's pretty much it. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you watched here, and as always, thanks for watching.